Hello? Are these working? I think they're working. Hopefully they're working. They're working? Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody, for being here and bearing with us through some kind of logistics and technical difficulties. Appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and get started, and you're not here to hear me speak, so I'm going to turn it over to Secretary Turner.
Well, thank you, Casey, and good morning, everyone. We're so happy to have you here with us today for this tremendous announcement, and thank you to my dear friend, Governor Youngkin and Commissioner Peters, for your partnership and your leadership to get us to this point. It's much appreciated by myself and our team at HUD. It's especially exciting for our HUD staff, who will have a workspace that reflects the tremendous commitment and service that they all provide to communities across America, urban, tribal, and rural. This move also signifies a prioritization of health, safety, and well-being for our HUD workforce, who were previously working in unsafe conditions to this date. And I would hope that no leader in government or otherwise would expect staff to work every day in an atmosphere where the air quality is questionable, leaks are nearly unstoppable, and the HVAC is almost unworkable, just to name a few examples, in addition to the broken elevator banks that have been broken for years. So it's time for a change. And as you see here today, this announcement underscores a cross-government partnership to use federal spaces and taxpayer dollars efficiently, ensuring that all buildings are being properly utilized. I know there are a lot of questions which understandably come with change and transition, but I can promise you that the future of HUD is brighter than its past. There is great days ahead, and HUD's new home will serve its workforce very well. And I would be remiss not to address what immediate next steps entail. In short, we will work with our friends at GSA to coordinate a staggered and a thoughtful relocation process, which takes into account the current team and employees of this building and the work they do on a daily basis. We are all on the same team. We're all focused on taking these next steps together as we continue our service to the American people, which is why we have all been called here to serve the people of America. Now I want to turn it over to the Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Mr. Glenn Youngkin. Governor.
Thank you, sir. Well, good morning. Mr. Secretary, thank you. Thank you for your leadership behind transforming the workspace for valuable employees at HUD. But also, I want to thank you for choosing Virginia. You know, it's not every day, in fact, I don't think it's been ever, that a federal cabinet-level agency has moved its headquarters to Virginia. And so, sir, I just want to start there and say thank you, because this is an exciting day for the Commonwealth, and it's an exciting day for what it means for the Commonwealth. What it means are jobs and opportunity. But I also want to thank you, and I want to thank Commissioner Peters for recognizing your role in leading the President's vision for more efficient government that understands that the money belongs to taxpayers, and it doesn't belong to the federal government, nor does it belong to the state government. And there is a great opportunity here, sir, for you to once again demonstrate your leadership, and I want to thank you for that. What a day for Virginia. It's doubly exciting. It's doubly exciting because we not only are seeing this move, which is going to include 2,700 employees, but also it affirms that Virginia is the place to be. And I apologize for being an unapologetic governor for the Commonwealth of Virginia, because we believe Virginia is the best place in America to live and work and raise a family, and to put the HUD headquarters. And most importantly, what we've seen, of course, over the last 3.5 years is headquarters in the private sector and in the public sector choose Virginia. Now, over the past few months, many Democratic politicians who were elected by Virginians seem to, quite frankly, be rooting against Virginia. Plenty of ink has been spilled with declarations about how the sky is falling here in Virginia. But let me be perfectly clear that these politicians who seemingly want Virginia to fail have not only been wrong, they have been flat out wrong. Virginia is thriving. At every turn, this Commonwealth has proven that we are strong, we are dynamic, and we are winning. And in fact, our AAA rating was just reaffirmed even as D.C. and Maryland's have been downgraded. We continue to see strong growth with our job market, strong growth in revenues at the state level. Virginia continues to be a magnet welcoming opportunity wherever it presents itself. And that's what we are here today celebrating. I have to say that I've been incredibly clear since day one of the Trump administration that I thought it would present opportunities for Virginia. Opportunities because we are the best place in America to do business. Opportunities because we are the best place in America to live and work and raise a family. And opportunities because we provide efficient, world-class working spaces like the one that we are in. So I deeply appreciate, Secretary Turner, our relationship. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for allowing us to compete, to bring your most important asset, your people, to Virginia. I also so appreciate the fact that Virginia continues to provide the anchor for our national security, our intelligence community, and of course, the best workforce in America. You see, at the end of the day, it's about people. We have great infrastructure that's already in place. We have safe communities, but it is about people. It's about talent. It's about workforce. And I firmly believe that Virginia has the best in America. And so with that, this decision to move your headquarters to the Commonwealth of Virginia is a moment for us to say thank you and to celebrate. There are communities all over the Commonwealth who are seizing opportunities to bring new employees and new opportunity, just like we're seeing here today in Alexandria. And I have to say, this is a great location. This location, one, has a state-of-the-art facility. This building is world-class. We have great transportation infrastructure, of course, with the Eisenhower Metro Station right here. And of course, with the Hoffman Town Center surrounding us, there are restaurants and other amenities where the federal employees who call this place home will also love working here. That's what this is all about. And so I am so excited to have had an opportunity to work hand in glove with your team, but most importantly, to work hand in glove with GSA and our team as well. And so thank you. Thank you again for your leadership in finding ways to promote the best working environment, but to do it also with the best efficient use of taxpayer money. That was President Trump's vision, and thank you for carrying it forward. And so with that, like we do at all meetings, I ask for God to bless this facility. I ask him to bless your employees. I ask him to continue to bless the Commonwealth of Virginia, and I ask him to bless the United States of America. And therefore, we all know that with his blessing, nothing can stop us. And with that, it's my pleasure to introduce Michael Peters, the Commissioner of the General Service Administration's Public Building Service. Michael, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. It's a pleasure to be here, and I want to thank you all, too, for spending your time with us today. Today marks an important and exciting new chapter for HUD, GSA, and the American taxpayer, and I think the state of Virginia as well. This is really aligned with the mission and the vision that we had when we came into GSA several months ago. HUD will be the first major agency headquarter relocation in the Trump administration's effort to right-size our federal real estate portfolio. Now, this decision is about more than simply moving offices. It's a transformative investment in the future of HUD. It's about creating a safer, healthier, more collaborative environment for our federal workforce. And it's about building a physical home that better reflects the mission, passion, and excellence of the HUD team led by Secretary Turner. For too long, the Weaver building has struggled with aging infrastructure and ongoing maintenance issues that continue to burden the American taxpayer while failing to deliver the workplaces that our public servants deserve and need to serve the public. The status quo is no longer sustainable. We're going to turn the page by relocating HUD to a modern, vibrant facility here in Alexandria, and the taxpayers are going to save over $500 million in deferred maintenance, as well as $56 million in annual operating and maintenance expenses. This is a win for everyone involved here. I would say that, as I said initially, this announcement really aligns with the vision that Acting Administrator Hickey and I share with the Trump administration to drive efficiency, right-size the federal real estate portfolio, but also improve the quality of the space. HUD will be reducing its space substantially from what you occupy in Weaver to what you occupy here, thereby reducing costs and expense, but at the same time, really undergoing a metamorphosis in terms of the quality of space you occupy, Secretary. Like, when I visited you at that location, it's eye-opening. Honestly, it was embarrassing from a GSA perspective to say, this is the quality of space we're delivering you. This is what our workforce deserves. As you work on return to office and you're asking employees to come back and we want a productive, world-class workforce, we need to give them a space that reflects that. And I think that's what we're doing here. So I couldn't be more excited about the direction we're heading here, and I hope this is the first of many such moves that we see across the federal government. We're proud and excited to support HUD in this transition and look forward to working together to kind of affect the move. As you said, we're going to do it in a deliberate, efficient fashion, but get you in this new space as quickly as possible, because I know as your employees learn more about what's happening here, the fear that always comes with prospective change is going to be replaced with excitement about where they're moving into. So HUD, glad this is a win for you. Happy that it benefits Virginia as well, and it's definitely where PBS wants to head going forward. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
What's the plan for the National Science Foundation, the employees that are here now?
We're going to continue to support the National Science Foundation as we support every agency across the federal government to identify space that allows them to continue to fulfill their mission, a high-quality space. As the governor has indicated, there's a lot of space here in Virginia for sure, much space which we as GSA already control and have available, but we're committed to helping them continue to fulfill their mission.
And we're going to do one question and one follow-up. So if you could just state your name and outlet, and then you can have
Sure,
one follow-up.
happy to. Drew Wilder with NBC4.
One more.
I apologize, I'm dressed a little down today.
It's okay. It's hot.
It is.
Governor, I guess posing the same question to you and maybe curtailing it to the recent unemployment rate numbers. Small increases over the last 5 months for Virginia's unemployment rate. Can you address that while we're kind of shifting some employees out of this building, bringing in some new ones, and you talk about winning and the strong economy? Can you address that?
Yeah, let me first begin with, let me come over here. We deeply appreciated the opportunity to work with GSA on this move for HUD. And our team went to work immediately and presented lots of sites around Virginia that could be sites that could be chosen by HUD or by other agencies and departments. And so we look forward to continuing that discussion, because I do believe that we have great locations, world-class facilities, great places for people to work and to live, all at very efficient cost relative to what many of these departments are paying today. So we look forward to continuing this dialogue. And of course, Virginia is thriving. And let's be real, every month we have seen more jobs in Virginia. We're now at 270,000 more people working today than when I started. And I'm going to say that again, 270,000 more people working today than when I started. We're also seeing small businesses flourish. 15,000 high-growth small businesses that have started in the last 3 years. My target was 10 and 4. We're at 15 and 3. And we've had over $100 billion of capital commitments of companies coming to the Commonwealth of Virginia, or ones that are already here expanding, which is a record number. And in fact, you'll see another big announcement later this afternoon. So the net is Virginia is thriving. And what we're also seeing is people coming to the Commonwealth to find those jobs. And that is a big step. We turned around in 2023 a 10-year phenomena with more people moving away to the other 49 states and moving here. And now they want to come to Virginia for opportunities. That workforce is the workforce that we're going to go put to work. And that's why it's so exciting. And with all of this, what we run is surplus after surplus after surplus. And that's why it's working so well.
Thank you both.
Thank you, Drew. Thank you so much. Right over here. Go ahead.
Hey,
Name and outlet.
Matthew Colby with the Washington Reporter. I have a question for Secretary Turner and then Governor Youngkin. About leadership. I just drove in from Maryland. You guys were talking about our credit rating being downgraded. Was there any thought given to relocating HUD to Maryland? If so, why did it not get relocated? And then Governor Youngkin, we've seen a lot of businesses relocate from Maryland to Virginia, our estimate. What case are
You want me to go first? I mean, our answer is simple. We looked all over the DMV and Alexandria, this building that we're sitting in, was where we chose. And thank you to the governor and his leadership, his enthusiasm. Thank you to Commissioner Peters and for everyone. There's people who worked on this that aren't standing here with us this morning. And to them, we owe a great gratitude, and we're so grateful. And so we looked all over, and we were very deliberate and very serious about our search. But this is where we are, and we're excited to be here. And we're looking forward to great days ahead. And thank you again to the governor and to Michael Peters and the GSA and to all who worked on this with us and for us. We are super excited, and the people of HUD are excited to have a new home to deliver excellent services to the American people.
And I would just add that we came in 2022 with a very clear plan to make Virginia the best place for business, the best place for organizations to bring their workforce. We started with making sure that we had sites that were available. We then moved to make sure that we were streamlining regulations, and we have streamlined 80,000 regulations in Virginia that save businesses and people $1.2 billion a year. We third wanted to lower the cost of living in Virginia, and we've had $9 billion of tax relief for Virginians during this time period, and yet we've run over $10 billion of surpluses. This works. You make a place a great environment for business and for organizations to headquarter. You make it an environment where people want to live as opposed to move away. And guess what? You end up with more resources into your state budget that allows you to have record investment in education, record investment in law enforcement, record investment in making sure that we are the best place to live, and making sure that we have streamlined government and we do it all in an efficient way. That allows us to have record receipts, reduced taxes, and record investment. It works. And this is what we've seen in Virginia for the last 3.5 years, and I look forward to inviting more opportunity for Virginians. Great places to work, like housing and urban development, great places to live, like right here in Alexandria, and great places to raise a family with swimming pools where kids can swim during the day.
Hi, Ben Peters, Washington Business Journal. I'm curious if the plan is for ultimately for HUD to occupy this entire building, all 660,000 square feet, or if the plan is to eventually share the space with NSF.
So I think that process is, you want to speak first? The plan is for this to be HUD space going forward over the long term. As I said, we're going to work with NSF to identify the best solution for them moving forward. And the timing of that transition is still being worked out. It's going to be done in an efficient manner that allows NSF to continue to perform and function as they do, but also allows us to get HUD into this space as quickly as possible. Going forward, this is going to be HUD's home. As I said, we're working through that. We're going to do it as quickly as we can while also doing it in a manner that isn't disruptive to the current tenants and folks moving forward. So everyone is on board, leadership across HUD and NSF, to making that happen and working together to move forward here. So we don't have a specific timeline yet, but we are going to be erring on the side of moving faster than slower.
I would only add that, we're well aware of our colleagues here at NSF, and we also want to be very gracious in our move and working with GSA and the governor's office and the leadership here at NSF. And so from my standpoint, as a servant leader at HUD, that is not lost upon me, that we do have colleagues here, and we will be very strategic, as the commissioner said, in the days ahead. But this will ultimately be HUD's new home. So thank you for your question.
Ryan Belmore, now a question for the governor and then a follow-up for the commissioner. Governor, 1,800 employees work in this building. Memo to the staff this morning said they'd be moving to new office space over the next couple of years in the D.C. metro area. How committed are you to keeping them in Virginia?
I'm incredibly committed. We had multiple sites that we presented to GSA for HUD, and we're just dusting off and going to present them for NSF. And there are sites here in Alexandria, and there are sites in other spots in Northern Virginia. So I view this as a great opportunity for us to provide another great home for a great workforce. folks that are used to living and working and being in Virginia. I want to keep them here. And so we're going to make sure we do our very, very best to provide the best answer for them.
Commissioner, thank you, Governor. Approximately 10 other GSA properties in Alexandria. Is there any likeliness or commitment to keeping the NSF employees here in the city?
So there's certainly a,
There's capacity as well.
right, yeah, there's a desire to keep them as close as possible, right? From a commuting standpoint, it's just easier, it's less disruptive. As I said earlier, we're not looking to be disruptive here. You're right, there are a number of spaces in close proximity to where we are currently, and we're in the process of evaluating each of those, determining NSF's needs as well, and figuring out where we move forward at this point. You know, if I were a betting man, I would bet they will end up in Virginia, but that is not a promise. So.
Thank you so much. Dan Howard, go ahead.
Olivia Rondo with Breitbart News. Question for Governor Youngkin. I know at some point there was kind of a battle that played out between Maryland and Virginia about the new FBI headquarters, and Director Patel says, similar to what Secretary Turner said, that the building is unsafe, and then President Trump put pause on the plan to move the FBI headquarters to Greenbelt, Maryland. Has there been any talk about moving it instead to Virginia or any other federal agency?
So I would love to have an opportunity to present Virginia as the home for FBI headquarters. I believe that decision has been paused, and that's an opportunity that we would love to have to present. And I have to say that, again, what you've heard is that we have great sites, great infrastructure, great workforce, and people want to live here. And so I will look forward to having an opportunity to do that. That's not to presuppose that there is a continuing debate on where it will go, but I look forward, if there is, to presenting Virginia, and I think we'll do very well in that competition.
Go ahead, Dan Howard.
Hi, thank you for having us. My name is Ron Newhouse. I'm with Government Executive. A question for the Secretary. Ahead of this announcement, the American Federation of Government Employees put out a press release criticizing the displacement of NSF employees, also alleging that as HUD moves into here, that the Secretary would get an executive suite and executive dining room for you and your family's access to these. Do you have a response to that?
That's ridiculous. And it's not true. This is not about Scott Turner. It's never been about Scott Turner. I didn't come to government to get nice things. You understand? Don't believe everything you hear. It's not true. This is about the HUD employees, to have a safe space, to have a nice place to work, to represent the people that we serve in America. This is not about the Secretary. This is about the posterity and the future of HUD, not just for now, but for those that are coming behind me. The decisions that we're making today, these aren't easy decisions. These are hard decisions to make, and it's a process. But it's not just for now, it's for future generations of people that call HUD home. And so when you think about and you ask about, benefit the Secretary and his family, my family and I are already blessed before we came here. Working here is a sacrifice for all the people that work in the federal government, including the Secretary. And so this is about the HUD employees. This is not about me. So there's no merit and no truth to that. But I'm glad you asked that so we can clear the air.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Anyone else? I think, yep, right back there. Go ahead in the red. Hey, Marilyn.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm with the Grad Applicants now. This question for Mr. Peters. Any update? What's the status of the disposition process for the current HUD headquarters in DC, and what's the timeline for offloading that property?
So that process is just kicking off right now. As you may be aware, the process for disposing of federal asset is a little different than in the private sector, but we're in the process of working through the timeline now. A piece of that is how quickly we can get HUD out of the building, and then doing an assessment of what the future use for that property is. There's more than one perspective on that for sure, and so we're evaluating that ongoing use, and then we'll be engaging with the broker community for their feedback and moving forward with the disposition, factoring in the impact because we have a number of other dispositions underway currently in the district. So the timing of all of these is something we're working through presently. And obviously we would like to dispose of the asset sooner rather than later, but we haven't nailed down a timeline at this point.
Anything else, Emily? Good. And I think we're running close on time, so I think you're going to do our last one. So close this out.
Luke with WTOP, this is for the governor. Any
just that we're excited to be together, and I'm supporting the ticket. And so we'll be together on July 1st. I don't believe we've announced the location, but it'll be in Northern Virginia. And I look forward to it. So thank you. Yeah.
All right, and we'll close it out with some remarks from the secretary.
Thank you, and thank you all for being here. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your presence. Governor, thank you, sir, for your leadership and for your enthusiasm, as I said before. And Commissioner Peters, thank you for your leadership, and to everyone at GSA, everyone in the governor's office, our colleagues and leadership here at NSF. There's great days ahead, not just for HUD, but I believe for the American people. And to be here in Alexandria, Virginia, I believe is a great start to brighter days. And I'm excited for all of the HUD employees who will have a new home as we serve the American people in a standard of excellence greater than we have before. So God bless y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.